spiritual condition, emotional condition. And so what they do is they'll use up and usurp a lot of your time. Say time. Time is the boy. If you don't learn anything from me, but you learn that, it's enough to change your life right there. Mm. And subtractors will always want to usurp, meaning utilize, overuse your right. And you'll notice whenever you're spending your time around subtractors, you'll notice you feel drained. Some like they'd suck, suck that energy out of you and you feel drained for it. You know what I mean? Um, subtractors can be helped. Subtractors, you can work with them. We've all been subtractors at a point in time, and somehow we got a word in season, a word in season. Say a word in season.
Word in season.
Why I'm saying that is because you can get a word but out of season and miss the word. But a word in season means it's your time to receive that word. Get it? So I want you to be able to differentiate between a subtractor, say a subtractor, or a divider, say a divider. Now, divider is somebody else. Divider, low down, he or she, and don't just think it's him. I met some barracudas in my time. It was would cut you before you realize you was cut, and then if you ask them quick, how come you cut me? They'll cut you again. What? Oh, Sheila. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had a flashback. Somebody turned to page 41, and I wanted to use that prefix as we get into the discussion here about the subtractors in your life, and I wanted you to have some idea about who we are talking about when we are talking about subtractors. Somebody with a loud voice started off right there. Life for the
subtractors, based on foundations that says it's about me, it's all for me, and I'll do whatever it takes to care for it. The core word is to subtract, which means to withdraw, to take away as part of the whole. Subtractors are uncertain about who they are, what they have to offer, and typically they use their gifts and their talents to manipulate, control, and to take away from people. Conscientious and unconscious. Subtractors are afraid and intimidated by the gifts and talents that others bring to the world. Subtractors leave your life lacking and fragmented. Little by little, your life begins to decrease and fall apart. Why? Because subtractors work to strip you of your confidence, your resources, your joy, your peace, and your self-esteem in a very structured way.
That's good. Stop right there. But see how that subtractor is usurping, pulling it out, taking something from you. And you don't feel pain when it's happening, but you feel drained when they leave. Jeff, I want you to read that next paragraph on the next page. Most subtractors
do not realize how much they subtract from others.
Stop right there. Most subtractors don't get it. They don't even understand that's who they are. Go ahead.
I do not believe that some people want to subtract or consciously subtract from others. However, most subtractors are socialized to use their power negatively at a young age.
Socialized to use their personal power negatively. That's a power. You should underline that. That's a powerful sentence right there. Go ahead and finish, son.
As a result, they learn to subtract from others right away. In my heart, I know that most subtractors, when caringly confronted, can and will change.
Stop right there. And this is what's so important about a subtractor. If you figure out how to come at it differently, this is what I was saying to you, Quincy. in that situation with you and Tony, it it is a subtractor situation. Everything around it is subtractor. Then the idea is if you make a conscious decision to change the vibration of that relationship, you're doing yourself the favor by being humble and allowing some healing to spread itself over the relation. How do you do that? You do that by using the words of an adder and using your words correctly. And man, there's nothing like somebody, I have a daughter, my first daughter, my oldest daughter is in her 50s. I was 15 when I had her, and I had to say to her mother, honey, I'm, I'm so sorry. I had no idea at 15 it seemed beautiful. The child was beautiful, and all of it seemed so nice. But I was nowhere close to being responsible for anything. It's painful too because my daughter, she looked just like me, but we more like brother and sister than we are father and daughter, and that really hurts me. This me who's talking to you has an understanding of what I'm missed out on and what she's missed out on from me when I was that subtractor individual, as Jeffrey read, where everything was about me. I'm like, look, well, sweetie, I'm in the win, because you know I wasn't I wasn't able to appreciate her emotions. She really loved me, and kind of like still does. And then here I wasn't nowhere close to that. I said I was, yeah, oh yeah, 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 I love you. Well, I didn't even know what I was talking about. I didn't have no any sense of commitment or structure. I was raised by grandparents or older people, so they couldn't, they were good people, but they couldn't keep up with. I ran the street all the time. Um, Consequently, and this is painful for me to tell you this, but I somehow find relief when I share it because uh, even still in this body, it aggravate me that I was a poor example of a father to my oldest child, and I'm closer to her children than I am to her. Um, I want you to read. Somebody go over to where it says "confidence annihilators." And, Jeff, that was good. Somebody else who hasn't read yet, jump over to this.
It says, you must understand that eventually, whether consciously or unconsciously, separate your spirit from your confidence and annihilate any goals, dreams, or visions that you have for your own life. The moment you begin to think positively about yourself and your life, a subtractive may show up. The subtractive nature can be discouraging for whatever you are trying to accomplish. It calls you to question your ability to succeed.
Stop right there. That's good, son. Subtractors, they annihilate uh, your self confidence, and it could be. Look, this could be your female the low hanging fruit, and she's a product of her environment, and there was anything added there, and she can't really add nothing to yours, but she's available. This is where men we make a bad mistake here. Choosing down, say choosing down. Yeah, just because somebody's available. If you can go without for a longer time, the selection is going to be better. You didn't hear me there, but for those who have an ear to hear, let them hear. Subtractors are particularly dangerous because they sometimes think they are doing you a favor when they discourage you. Why? Because subtractors are afraid to fail, and they mostly live in a world of I wish I would have, or could have, or should have. Subtractors will tell you blatantly that you can't do something because they tried it and it didn't work for them. Has anybody had that experience? Somebody switch over to page 46 where it says needs driven people and read loud right there.
Subtractors are often needy people who have complex and messy lives.
Stop and read it again.
Subtractors are often needy people who have complex and messy lives, filled with constant drama. Subtractors don't want to solve their problems. They simply want to have a story to tell others. Subtractors are great complainers who live in a state of nothing is going right for me.
Right.
What is most difficult about subtractors is figuring out whether they really want to help solve the problem or whether they just like having something to talk about.
Right.
If someone tells you about a problem every day for a year and does not seek any solutions to the problem, then he or she really doesn't want to solve the problem.
Yes.
I heard a pastor once say, don't complain about what you're willing to permit. In other words, if you're not going to do something about the problem, stop talking about it.
Stop right there. Just think about that. What we do or don't do about our problem, and we're just talking about it and glorifying the problem. Well, that's deep. It's spooky too, because you have to face yourself and realize which one of these are you. Somebody go over to Give Me That, page 48. Somebody else read.
Subtractors will not.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Subtractors will not only strip you of your confidence, goals, and dreams. They may also want your resource.
Right.
Subtractors often want to give them money, goods, and resources. They know how to ask, manipulate you to feel guilty about them and what they need. Keep in mind, subtractors often live with need, want in their life, so their behavior becomes a cycle of finding ways to fulfill their needs.
Wow. Many subtractors.
Many subtractors only show up in your life when they need something or they are in trouble. Interestingly, when they appear with their need, they expect you to stop your life and solve their needs. Yes, because subtractors are always interested in what's going on with me right now, and I don't have an appreciation for what's going on in your life. I have an older son who just, boy, he always wants you to stop and bail him out of jail, and figure he be counting my money like he know how much money I made, and therefore I ought to be, why ain't I getting him out of jail? Negro, you go to jail every 15 minutes. Expert manipulator. Somebody over here read that part. Michael, thank you.
You need wisdom.
Okay. Okay.
Becoming a subtractor or expect much.
Manipulator.
What is that word?
Manipulator.
Manipulator, yes, right. Who need how to use people. What is a manipulator? Someone who often manages or control in a negative way. Substitute often manage and control your emotions, attention, stability, attitude, and resource for their better than you. They know how to use their influence on you in a cruise ranges manner, strategic manner.
That's right.
For those only purpose. Substitute subtractors can damage themselves as resource for you, but then use you for their own purpose.
Right.
Many substitutes are smart, thinkable, but all harmful people. And running across one of those greatest substitutes of my life when I was a graduate student. This substitute was a professional who asked me to help with some resource. I was honestly and appreciative of their opinion to learn about a new resource type. When we started working together, the substitute was very nice, kind, and friendly. We worked very hard together planning the resources and talking about publishing the result of the research. As time went on, I realized that I was not only doing the work alone, but the performance. Having little time to talk with me, showing no interest in me as a person, and seeming to forget that I accept other things to act for the work.
Stop right there. So here, just she talking about a research project. Somebody's wanting to usurp her research ability to use for their project. Had no interest in who she was. Somebody jump over. I want you to jump over to page. Thank you, son. I want you to jump over to page. This time. Time fees. Where's that at? What page is that? Look at page. Is it 54? I just want somebody to read that first paragraph of Time Thieves.
The major goal of the subtractors is to steal your time. Subtractors understand the value of time more than most. They know that if they waste your time by involving you in their messy life, problems, or personal projects, that you will abandon your real goals and vision for life. One of the main tactics of subtractors is the telephone. They call and talk to you about absolutely nothing for hours. Their conversation is not interesting, informative, or helpful. Most of the time, subtractors talk to you about other people. Basically, they call and gossip for hours on end. Subtractors will also stop at your house uninvited and just hang out for hours at a time. They don't help you cook, clean, get work done, solve problems, nothing. They just hang out.
Right.
And sometimes even eat up your food. Their hangout time at your house is another opportunity to tell you their problems, gossip, and put down any goals or aspirations that you might have.
I want you to stop right there. That's good. But I'm trying to get you to understand the connection between subtractors and time. If time is your real money, then how much money do you have to waste on riffraff? You understand me? And that, listen to me, look at me when I tell you this. And if you're wasting time on riffraff, there is a robbery being committed. And you have your hands up and don't even realize it. I want you to switch over to page 62. Everybody think about this before you answer. I just want you to tell me a first name or something, a real person. I don't care who. You don't have to go into anything, but just tell me the first name of somebody who's been a subtractor in your life. And now with this new understanding of subtractors, you now understand who they are when you thought they was one thing, but now, Clifford, you now know it's somebody else. Who are your subtractors? Somebody, I'm gonna start over here. Lily. One person. Autumn? Okay, all right. And so you already know why she's on that list. Go ahead.
I mean, I kind of
Yeah, that's right. Say yourself then. So, and why you would say that is because you have been, you know, uneducated about who you really are and all that you bring to the table. And so in that miseducation, I should say, you waste up too much, and time is and so when you start to understand time is then whenever you wasting it up, you just see yourself like this with your hands up. Anybody that's ever been arrested, you know what it feels like to have your hands up. Yeah. And if they ever put you in the police car, they all put on men anyway, they put their hand on your head and kind of try to stuff you down in there. Like, I don't know why that felt so degrading to me. I actually want to oh good mom, what well that's let me just tell you about it, and so you don't need to have that kind of but for some reason whenever that would happen to me, I would silently want to really hurt that person, even though I knew I was in trouble myself. But it brought something else out of me beside the crime that I was just I don't know. That's just me. I'm just trying to tell you. So anyway, subtractor. My man said, I loved his answer. Himself. I was a good subtractor to myself too, and I got over myself. Whew. Thank the Lord. Quincy.
That was the best answer. I can't think of anybody else but myself.
There you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you tell me you're 26?
42.
42. That's still young. Come on, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say myself also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how old are you now?
53.
53. Still young.
Same
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, this if this study gives you a better look at yourself, then I have done a decent job. Go ahead, Ms. Johnson.
I was gonna say myself because I done talked myself out of so many things that I was supposed to be doing. I know I was supposed to be doing it, but then somehow that negativity comes in,
Right.
And then it's like, well, you know what? I won't go to the gym today. Oh, well, you know what? I don't want to look for a job today, So I talk myself out of more stuff than I talk myself in. So I'm my best friend.
Wow. Man, that's so deep. Yeah, Doris. And how old are you now?
61.
And so do you want to drive again? Do you really want to drive again?
Yeah, I want to drive again, yeah.
If you really want to do it, and what do you need to do to recover your?
I need to pay the fine, the $680 fine, and get my license reinstated. Then I need to wait a year to get my CDLs back.
And so, go ahead.
What's that saying like a catch-22?
It's a catch-45, but watch this. Watch this now. So with your fine, you can go to the state.
Get my regular driver's license back.
You can go to the state and get on this payment plan.
No.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
you can.
$395. You pay $395, and then you have to pay the $365 within 2 years.
So then you see the hearings officer. Now they got a plan now for you to get your temporary license back. It'll give you a license from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and that you could drive on that legally. They sometimes will force you to buy that hazard insurance. So but then you can be on a payment plan. If you miss your payment, they'll yak your permit, right back. But there is a way, and I mess with ex-offenders who need to have their license back, just to get work and all of this. So I know this works. And, but you go on over there, pull a number at the state of Minnesota, they're on Randolph, get a number. Yep.
and sit there and see a hearings officer and say, look, you know what, I'm trying to find work. I need work, and I need my at least a temporary work permit back, and I can get on a payment plan. If you bring you a couple $100 in there right then and there, they're gonna give you an opportunity. It'll take all day, give yourself all day to do it, but they'll get you back in the mix to come up out of the catch-22 piece, because enough of us have complained about, what that does, what the lack of the driver's license does to an ex-offender. Now, even if you're coming straight out of the penitentiary, now they're forgiving them fines if it's a Minnesota license. Let me just say something about the worst state in America for reducing fines is Illinois. And I've been able to get even California's second, but I've been able to get California to give us some play. Illinois won't give us nothing. You got to come to Illinois. And so what we've been doing is figuring out a way to just cross the border at Wisconsin and go to one of them small towns in Illinois, so you don't have to go to Chicago. Chicago, they want to lock you up. So we take the whole idea about that. Just go to one of them small towns in Illinois and start making them payments. You get it? So I don't know how I got to that, but I want to get, before we break for lunch, a subtractor.
Little Willie and Bobo.
Little Willie and Bobo. Now, I probably know both of them. Go ahead.
This one guy named Nick.
Yep.
He would just not care about other people's well-being. He would find he would find something fun to do, but at the cost of other people.
Exactly. And Nick hasn't grown up yet.
I'm gonna say Lucifer. Trying to make best friends with a guy, you don't want to hang out.
No, you don't. No, he ain't nothing nice. You're right. But he's not a subtractor. He's a stone cold divider. Go ahead, Jeff.
My grandson.
Oh, your grandson. How old is he, man?
23.
Okay. I want to ask you why you say him, but
I'll tell you, he's a cold piece of work. Don't know where he got it from. Don't know how he did it. Every single solitary thing that comes out of his mouth is untrue.
Right.
It's like, I don't get it. It's like,
Yeah.
who are you?
Right. What tree did you come up off on?
So he said to me, he said something the other day, and I told him, I said, you want to hear the truth or you want to lie? He said, I want to hear the truth. I said, if you're not a priority in my life, then you're an option. But I'm an option in yours. So go on about your business.
Wow.
So if you don't want to make me a priority,
right.
Move on.
Mm-hmm.
You were a priority in my life, but I'm trying to see that I'm just an option.
Yeah. That's a strong word. Now, I don't disagree with it, but you may have to ratchet back 2 notches because it's that relationship you want. And, we don't want to run them off from us with a word that's too strong for them to understand. And you can understand that you told the truth, but in his mind, he can't fathom that.
Oh, he understood exactly what I said.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he told me, he said, how do I become it?
Good.
You understand what I'm saying? So I told him how.
Oh, good. Oh, well, look, get little brother little brother got a chance. Go ahead.
My subtractor is my grandmother. Man, he is on the turn.
Yeah.
No stop.
Yeah, right.
Drop it all up and go right and
do the same thing. Yeah, just don't give up. I just gotta impose that. I got them too, and
and he in jail right now.
Man, listen, look. Clifford, what you got? Okay, D'Angelo. He ain't nothing nice. Yep. Mike Fox, what you got? Thank you, sir.
I say me, and I say lazy.
No, just say you.
Me lazy.
Yeah.
Me lazy. My laziness subtracting a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
So I think about that.
Because in your lazy, you're wasting up your and time is the. So let me just show you. I'm gonna give you a little. This is a little small trick that you can use to trick yourself out of not accomplishing your goals. Is that you just write it down and make it plain. That's a Habakkuk 2:2. It says, "So then write down the vision and make it plain upon tablets, so that when men come and read it, they might run with it. Though the vision will tarry for a time, nevertheless, it shall meet its appointed course." What all of that means is if you write something down and make it plain on the piece of paper, on the tablet, just saying, today I need to see my caseworker. I need to apply for 2 jobs, and I need to make sure I got some food, or da 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 da. But whatever the things is, write them down. Let me show you what the secret is. Listen, look. So here go the secret. When you think something, Cliff, think it. Say think it. If you think it, then you have to. To do that, you have to use your personal power. Say power. Your power is my ability to think a thought and take an action. So the thought is what comes to you. The power is in you writing the list. Now, then you give the body a command. Oh, I'm teaching good today. Say, give my body a command. So then your word on the paper is convicting you to give the body the command. The body is now under your subjection, Mike Fox, to comply with your orders. I command you right here on this piece of paper to apply for 2 jobs right now, to see the caseworker right now, and talk to that lawyer right now. And then your day is not complete until you can check the box. When you check the box, it gives you this sense of satisfaction, like you won something. Do it again the next day. What does it become after so many days? A number 6. What's a number 6? If you can give your mouth authority over your habit, the habit will start changing and work for your good.
Amen.
Larry, what you got?
Of course, I would say myself, but identifying who I'm around, I would say probably my nephew.
Okay. He's older or younger? Okay. And tell me one thing about your nephew to make you say that.
Oh, just the things that he uses. You know?
Right.
It's like
Right.
I'm on a different path now, so the things that hang out of the way things.
Right. Yeah, I got you. You can't no more. I can't roost it like I used to. Go ahead, brother.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can you
Can I?
Because I was going to say myself, because obviously I'll be subtracting my own life, but I also feel like I'm an addict to my own life too. So can you be both at simultaneously? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So just look at that. This is what I'm giving you the scripture says: the double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. So if there is instability in your life, it would be from your double-mindedness, being a subtractor some parts of the day and an adder in other parts of the day. That is just poor habits. Say poor habits. So then you haven't given yourself a command. Say a command. An order. Say an order. Say, I am valuable. I'm lovable. I'm very powerful, and I'm important. I can overrule the subtractor in my life. And I would give you the same script that I gave for Michael, is then if you lack the desire or the ability to accomplish goals, write them down so that you can see them. Because once you write them and you put them right there, the piece of paper will convict your flesh. If you look at it and you didn't do it, you'll be like, It stays on your conscience. If you try to avoid it, it gets worse.
coming back.
You got to keep coming back. And then it's in order to erase that conscious uncomfortability, you have to accomplish the goal. If you get in a habit, oh man, if you get in a habit, say habit. Man, habits are very powerful. You understand from this class, habits will hijack your words and cause your to be out of whack. Because your habits will take control of your mouth.
That's the scripture from the Bible about the split mind thing.
Yeah, double-minded.
Book of James.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah.
No, I was just wondering.
No,
I'm not religious.
No, that's all right.
But it's bringing some clarity to my life because for a long time I always played devil advocate, looking at both sides of the coin,
Mhm.
and I've always wondered why. I'm smart, I'm driven, so
Right.
why I'm not there yet.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's too, I'm unstable right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking too much.
That's good. Give him some love. We could go farther. I wanted to go around the room and get you a good sense of what adders are, what subtractors are. We're gonna break until 12:45.